Welcome back to the IPF World Championships live in Homestead, Sweden in the Alico headquarters. This is Six-Pack Lapidad, and we are on Platform 1 where we have the junior 69 kilo and 76 kilo women's. Taking a look at the 69 kilo lifters, the world's best represented there. We anticipate quite the battle and possible shakeups when it comes to the finish and the deadlifts. People pulling for podium finishes, people pulling for national team points. And the 76 is no less of a battlefield, believe me. We're starting off in the bench press event, where the spotters and loaders from the Ukraine have, and they've done a phenomenal job this week. If we could give a quick shout out to them. Some excellent catches, working as quick as an F1 pit crew when it comes to loading that bar. And they have 132.5 loaded on the bar for Lota Lineberga of Ireland. No question on depth. Nice smooth opener. And I'll tell you what, there is something to be said for getting your opener done and out of the way at the IPF World Championships. Had the opportunity to walk around in the warm-up room, and tensions are always high when you've traveled across the world to get here. And all your training and hard work is about to come to a head on the platform. 132.5 stays on the bar for Jennifer Harrington of Ireland as well. Good opener. $150 kilo loaded on the bar for Emma Omani of the Netherlands. Nice, smooth, easy opener there. For the squat event, you have, when you unrack the bar, settle yourself, your feet, knees locked, you're standing upright. You'll get the squat command. And then you drop so the surface in front of the hip drops below parallel. Come up with it, knees locked, standing upright again, and you'll get the rack command. That's 150 kilo for Iduna Bink. And you'll see in the replay, it is definitely a bit high. The weight moved well, doesn't need to make any major adjustments, just needs to go a little bit lower. Andorina Bouchot of France, 157.5 kilo for her. And I was saying, if you feel nervous in the back and you get your first lift out of the way, feel much better, well, that nervousness only increases when you go out there and miss. It's a character builder. 157.5. Uh-oh. Excellent catch by the spotters, though. Wow. She looked like she was just going to come out of there Take a look at the slow-mo replay here. How easily she had control of it and then lost. Amira Malik of Spain, 157.5 kilo. We've had 5 lifters, and only 3 have got their opener on the board. A little more exciting than you anticipate for the openers. Okay, maybe we're back on pace. 3 white lights, and we are. You know, when people start missing as well, I tell you what, you go into the warm-up room, you could feel it. The tension rises. Clara Perrault of France. Familiar with this young lady, 19, one of the younger juniors. Junior till you're 23, but definitely a contender. Three white lights. You see the bar slows in the midpoint, but if she was at all worried, it certainly wasn't telling on her face. Facial expression never changes. And that just might be a slow that always happens in her squats. And it's a case of nothing to see here. Valeria Kochina of Kazakhstan, opening with 160 kilo. "23 years old. This will be her final year in the juniors, and then she ages out into the open." Nice looking squat there. She is the #1 nomination, hoping to take the junior world title before she ages out, and Agnes Rudin of Sweden. 21 years old, attempting 170 kilo. Agnes was actually handling her mom earlier in the Masters. Ran into them in the parking lot. They couldn't have been nicer. Coach and powerlifter. Practicing what she preaches. Nice 170 there for Agnes. And Agnes is on the board. Up next, 175 kilo. Fovie Bouchard of Canada. Previously a 63 kilo lifter. She's been to the Worlds before in Sweden, actually, 2 years ago. Injured, missed nationals. Moved up to the 69s. Weighing in light, 66 kilo. Weight moves well. Just a stitch too high. Weight moves pretty good though. Bar speed was on point. Yeah, it's right about parallel. She doesn't have to do a lot to sink it deeper. Certainly doesn't look as though the weight was overbearing. And that should conclude our first attempts. This is Team Ireland again. 137.5 kilo loaded for Jennifer Harrington. 5 kilo jump from her opener. Three white lights. So We've had 3 misses. A rather high rate for the openers. Loda Lineberga of Ireland, 140 kilo for a second attempt, 7.5 kilo jump from her opener.
Good luck, 2 to 1 and 2. Down to the second round, in the platform 2. 19.5.
Step looks good. Nice smooth lift. Good attempt selection by Team Ireland for their lifters. And 150 once more for Bink of the Netherlands. Being loaded. Mr. Opener. Looking to get back on track. Depth looks better. There we go. See what the judges say. 2 out of 3. That's all you need. She's on the board. Can breathe a sigh of relief. And Arena Bouchot of France also missed her opener. This was a bail. A little different, but it could have just been off balance. She does look a little bit stressed. Have to put that behind you.
No,
157.5. Depth is there. Keeps her balance this time. 3 white lights. She definitely looks stressed coming out onto the platform. You can see it on her face, and I told you it's nerve-wracking when you miss your opener and your worst nightmares appear to be coming true, but steadies herself and gets it on her second attempt. Now 160 kilo for Emma Omani of the Netherlands. 10 kilo jump, which is sizable, but probably just opened comfortably. And now she's in working territory. Ooh, nicely done to fight through that sticking point. 3 white lights. It's got to be said, though, we're getting close to the limit. Not sure how much bigger of a jump they're going to want to take. Certainly a more conservative approach for thirds. Clara Perrault of France. A teen, but definitely in medal contention. A lot of lifting left to go, though. Coming in as a number 2 nomination. $167.5 kilo on the bar for her. And if she was calm, cool, and poised in her opener with no expression on her face, she lets out a war cry when the fight comes for her second. Take a look at this. Hits depth. The knees come in, touch a little, and she screams out and pushes the knees out. Now, again, beautiful lift. Not sure how much more you want to jump up in your third attempt. Proceed with caution. Every kilo is going to count. She's got a battle coming. Malik of Spain, 167.5 kilo on the bar for her second attempt. 10 kilo jump. Depth is good. Keeps her chest up. See if the judges agree. 3 white lights. Never gets pulled out of position. Valeria Kochina of Kazakhstan. The #1 nomination coming in. Last year's a junior. Here to make a statement. 10-kilo jump from her opener. Oh, whoa. Things got a little bit uneven there. Take a look at this slow-mo replay. See where we got off track. Okay, depth looks good. And around the midpoint, that left side started to give. We heard the yelling. She will have one more attempt. Fovie Bouchard of Canada. Up next. 175, move well in the opener. Just needs to go a little deeper. Bar speed was on point. Bar path was on point. Just a stitch too high again. Seeing the replay, it keeps coming right to parallel level, but just doesn't dip below parallel, and she's very close. Unfortunately, she's also very close of bombing out. She will be able to bench and deadlift, but not register a total if she doesn't get that in. 177.5 for Agnes Rudin of Sweden. Big breath in the brace. Nicely done. You know what? It's got to be said. I think that moved better than her opener even. And Agnes, all types of confident on platform 1, smiling to the crowd. Depth looks good. Forces those knees out and seems to be building momentum as the weight gets heavier. Taking a look at the standings as we enter the final squat session. And I tell you what, despite having 10 lifters, we are moving at a rapid pace because the spotters and loaders are so quick. 142.5 loaded on the bar for Jennifer Harrington of Ireland. Moving up 5 kilo from her second. Three white lights, goes 3 for 3. And Loda Limburga of Ireland, 145 kilo loaded for her third and final. 5 kilo up from her second attempt. Depth looks good. Bar speed on point. She looks happy with it. 3 white lights. Can see on the side, sinks deep into the hole, doesn't get pulled out of position, chest up. By the time she locks out, she's already smiling. You kind of sort of know if you get it. And Iduna Bink of the Netherlands missed 150, came back, rallied, hit it, jumping up 10 kilo. Handled that fairly well. See if the judges like the depth. 2-1, they do not. From that side angle, looked all right, but I'm not a judge. Emma Omani from the Netherlands now. 162.5. Jumping up a fairly conservative 2.5 kilo.
Footlift on 2.
Whoop.
140.
Just a bit too much. There's a reason for that conservative jump from the second attempt. Coaching staff and herself probably knew we're getting close to the limit. Let's keep it conservative. And Andorina Bouchot of France, 162.5 kilo, lost balance on her opener, came back, hit it, jumping up 5 kilo from there. That looks good. Oh. Nice catch by the spotters. You can see in the replay, depth is good, but as she comes up, the knees come in and buckled underneath the weight. Clara Perrault of France had a scrappy 167.5, thought more than likely going to be a smaller jump. It's dicey for 2.5 kilo. You don't want to start failing and emptying the tank. Said it before, the probability of missing your third dead when you miss your third squat jumps exponentially. So you got to be careful the fights you choose to fight. Oh. Should be said, doesn't look like she overly emptied the tank there despite being a failed lift. I think she'll be all right. Valeria Kochina of Kazakhstan was tilted off balance by 170 in her previous lift. Needs to kind of rebalance herself here, and she's taking an extra second to get it proper footing. Nope. And having quite a few misses. And that's why nominations, you know, it all depends on how it plays out on the platform. Openers, nominations, it's all the best of intentions. Let's see what happens once the medal starts getting shifted. And 172.5 on the bar for Amira Malik of Spain. Ooh. Chest gets bowed over a little bit by the weight. Hips come up. And just out of position to fight from there. See the hips come up, but the chest stays, and that's a difficult proposition for anybody. 175. Fovey Bouchard needs to sink this. That's better. But not quite good enough. No, yeah, slow-mo replay shows it's still, you know, it's borderline. And unfortunately, so Fovey Bouchard will not register a total, but she will be able to return for bench and deadlifts. And Agnes Rudin of Sweden, 180.5. You know what that means. We got ourselves a world record attempt. Giving the hometown crowd something to cheer for. Oh, wow. She's determined. And Agnes, 3 for 3, 3 white lights, and a world record for the hometown crowd. You can tell the positive momentum of some lifters. And she's going to be difficult to beat. Looking at the lineup there, That's what happened, actually. That's the 69 kilo class where Agnes takes the gold, Clara takes the silver, and Amira of Spain takes the bronze. Each individual event has medals, and of course, they're adding kilo to the total. There is a bigger picture. Moving into the 76 kilo class now. Cataline of Netherlands makes easy work of 120 kilo. Ryan Ireland of Ireland. $130 for her opener. Hits depth. Fairly smooth. In the last class, we had 3 lifters miss their opener. Let's hope nobody misses them on platform 1 in the 76 kilo class. In 130 kilo for Christina Hogue of Argentina. Long trip. Big flight. Time zone changes. Glad to get this opener out the way. There it is. 2 whites. All she needs. Sophie Horn of Norway. 135 kilo on the bar for her. Three white lights. Isabel Adolfsen, also from Norway, 142.5 kilo on the bar for Isabel. Big breath, brace, buries that squat. And 3 white lights. Hamstrings bouncing off the calves. Dinara Matyakobova of the ROC. Russian Olympic Committee, 155 kilo on the bar for her. A massage therapist. That'll make her popular amongst these roughed up powerlifters at the end of the day. Nice opening squat.
Below the bar to 172.5 for Gata from Poland.
Agata Sitko of Poland, 172.5 kilo on the bar for her. Makes easy work of it.
to 195.5 for new world record for Vilma
Oh, wow.
Olsen.
I'm familiar with the young lady coming up. Vilma Olsen, 22 years old. No stranger to the IPF World Championships. I recall her in Calgary 2018. Missed out 2019 when the Worlds was in Sweden due to injury and is back. She was a 72. Now she's a 76, opening with a world record. 195.5. And that was surprisingly fast and smooth.
New world record for Vilma Olsen for Sweden. We take the bar down to the second round.
The home nation crowd
From the Netherlands.
now getting, they came for action from the Swedes in back-to-back world records.
And the bar is loaded.
They're reading it up here, 125. Cataline of the Netherlands. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 5 more kilo towards her total.
That's about 127.5. Bar is loaded.
Ryan Ireland with 137.5. 7.5 kilo jump. She handles it well. 3 white lights.
Same weight on the bar for Cristina from Argentina. Bar is loaded.
Christina Hogue of Argentina, 137.5 kilo for her second attempt. The Argentinian hit her opener, jumping 7.5 kilo. And that moved about just the same as her opener did.
2 to 1. Deadlift.
2 to 1.
That's about 145 for Sophie from Norway. Bar is loaded.
Sophie Horn of Norway, 145 on the bar for her. $10 kilo jump. Sophie nominated in the 4th position. Makes relatively easy work of 145.
That's about 152.5 for Isabel. Also from Norway. Bar is loaded.
And Isabel Adolfsen of Norway, 152.5 kilo. She's jumping 10 kilo from her opener. The number 3 nominated lifter. Depth is on point, that's for sure.
To Deadlift. 162.5 on the bar for Denali. And the bar is loaded.
Denera Matia Kubova of the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee. 162.5 on the bar for her. Powers through that. 2 white lights, all she needs. 182.5 being loaded for Agata Sitko of Poland. We're now tipping over 400 pounds. Still only in our second attempts. Just a little too much.
She already got the world record and she wants to increase her own world record.
Vilma Olsen, representing the home nation of Sweden, missed the IPF World Championships when they came to her home nation last time, making a statement this time. 2:04, a world record she owns, attempting to break that. Vilma says, wrong weight. The Swedish coach caught that. And that's a little bit rattling when you're going for a world record to reset. But if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Vilma Olsen. And the crowd sensing, let's get her back on track. So they rally behind her. Oh, wow. Smiles halfway up, knowing it's already in the bag. Did you miss me? Vilma Olsen is back at the IPF World Championships, putting on a show for the home nation. The return of the home nation hero, Vilma Olsen, and a look at what the scorecard looks like. Check the body weight of Vilma Olsen. She used to be a 72 and could still make 72 if she wanted to. Nevertheless, leading the pack of the 76s. Cataline of the Netherlands, 135 kilo for her third and final squat attempt. Oh, the fight comes, but she's good for it. Smiles, because she welcomes a good battle. 3 white lights. Take a look at that. Stalls about the halfway point for a good couple seconds there. And if it seemed long to you, imagine how long it felt to her. But the outcome never in doubt. Ryan Ireland, representing Ireland, 140 kilo on the bar for her. 2.5 kilo jump from her second. Good lift. 142.5 for Christina Hogue of Argentina. 5 kilo jump from a second. Depth looks good. Bit of a fight's coming back down. Nice catch by the spotters.
150. And then 150 for Sophie from Norway. And Tobias loaded.
Sophie Horn, representing Norway, 150 kilo on the bar for her third attempt.
Leave next to it changes on platform 2.
Moves well for her.
2 to 1 good lift.
2 to 1 good lift. 3 for 3, sorry, in the squats.
Also from Norway. And the bar is loaded.
Isabel Adolfsson of Norway, 157.5 kilo. 5 kilo jump from her second attempt. Hammers it into the hole. Nicely done. 3 white lights.
And then the bar up to 165. Dinara. 165. And the bar is loaded.
Dinara Matia Kubova of the ROC, with 165 kilo on the bar, has the bronze medal locked up, but there's a bigger picture. 2.5 kilo towards the total. And powers her way through the midpoint of that squat for 3 white lights. 182.5 being loaded for Agata Sitko of Poland, 19 years young, retaking this weight, missed it in her second. Agata, judging on the projected, is definitely a contender. Oh.
So they know that you have 25 seconds for platform 2 to make changes in your communication.
Couldn't get much out of the hole there.
Go on platform 4.
And we know what's happening now. 210.5 kilo being loaded on the bar for Vilma Olsen. Team Sweden on platform 1 has showed up and is showing out. Already 3 world records, and we haven't made it out of the squat event. Crowd rallying behind her. Oh, whoa. Oh. The horsepower behind these squats. 2 to 1 no lift. The Swedish national team coach approaching the jury to see if we can review that. You could see where the scorecard lays. Vilma Olsen, gold in the squat, broke the world record. We'll keep you informed if the jury overturns that. Sitko of Poland takes the silver medal with 172.5, and Danira of the ROC with a 165. Good enough to earn the bronze. We will take a 10-minute break. Do not go nowhere. We will be back for the bench press event. And welcome back to the IPF World Championships in Homestead, Sweden, live at Alico headquarters. This is six-pack Lapidat. We're on platform 1. We have the junior 69 and 76 kilo classes. The Swedes putting on a show for the home nation, breaking records in the squat event for the 69 kilo class by Agnes Rudin, and then Vilma Olsen turning the trick in the 76 kilo class. Picking up in the bench press event, and you can take a look at the roster of 69 kilo class ladies here. We will begin with Jennifer Harrington representing Ireland, 72.5 kilo on the bar for her. Jennifer making her final appearance as a junior, opening with a previous personal best.
The second defense, Correa from Lithuania.
Three commands in the bench. You have the start command. That's after you unrack it. You're allowed to have your butt off the bench, adjusting your feet. 3 white lights there. But after you get the start command, your butt stays on the bench, head on the bench, feet flat on the floor. You'll only get that command when your elbows are locked. And then you start the descent to the chest. When it's motionless on the chest, if it takes 5 seconds, that's how long your pause will be. If it takes 1 second, that's how long your pause will be. When it's motionless on the chest, you get the press command. That's your second command. From there, you press, head stays down, butt stays down, feet can't pick up, and the bar can only go in one motion. It can't go down and up. And at the top of the press, when your elbows are locked, you'll get the rack command. 75 kilo on the bar for Eduna, Bank of the Netherlands. Makes easy work. And like I said, you see how quickly the start, press, and rack was. Have control of the bar, it's going to happen a lot quicker for you. Have a hard time getting your elbows locked, that start command is going to take forever. Have a hard time getting that bar motionless on your chest. It's going to feel forever. Same with the lockout. Ireland's Lota Limburga, 85 kilo on the bar for her opening bench. So not only is there more commands in the bench press and possible infractions, but it's a volatile lift. If travel, time zone change, did you cut some weight? These can affect your bench. The opening weight, you got to select very carefully. Team Ireland on point with weight for their attempt selection from the 69 kilo class. 3 white lights.
92.5 and 1 and the bar is loaded.
Emma Omani of Netherlands, 92.5 kilo on the bar for her.
Sorry, no from 2. 82.5 for Cassandra from Sweden. Good left of
3 white lights.
from 2. Now the bar to 95 from Blackstone. Bar is loaded on platform 1.
And Orina Bouchot of France, 95 kilo on the bar for her.
loaded. With about 25.
Handles it easily.
Mariana.
3 white lights.
Bar loaded on 1, 95 kilos.
Fovi Bouchard of Canada, 95 kilo for her bench opener.
Light. I need another light. Whites on 2. Good left.
3 white lights.
Whites on 1. Good left. Load the bar to 102.5. Bar is loaded on 1. On 2. Sorry. And the bar is loaded on 1.
And 102.5 on the bar now for Clara Perrault of France. Clara pacing for a podium finish. Definitely one of the favorites. And Bouchard of Canada opting not for her second and third bench press. Clara gets her opener. So Bouchard had failed to register a squat,
The bar is loaded on 1.
and I think is going to focus on the deadlifts. She has a massive pull on her, and we'll see what it nets her if she can maybe hit a podium. So likely, if she's not going to build a total with anything in bench, get a bench in and save whatever you have in the tank for the deadlifts, because you're no longer building a total.
Good left on 2.
102.5, Amira Malik of Spain.
Bar is loaded. Good left on 1. Load the bar to 110. To 1. The bar is loaded.
110 kilo being loaded for Valeria Kochina of Kazakhstan. Coming into the event, #1 nomination.
Good left on 2.
Gets her opening bench. Had some difficulty. Left the squat event with just her opener, but still pacing for a medal. A lot of lifting left to go. Agnes Rudin, who put on quite the show in the squat event, breaking the world record, opening with 110 kilo.
No left on 2. 105.
Great bench setup. Makes easy work of 110 kilo.
Good left on 1.
3 white lights.
Take the bar down to 77.5 on 1.
And all of the 69 kilo lifters hit their opening bench. Beginning the second round of benching, 77.5 kilo for Iduna Bink of the Netherlands.
Bar is loaded. Bar is loaded on 2.
77.5 for Jennifer Harrington of Ireland. 5 kilo jump from her opener. 3 white lights.
No left on 2. 90 kilos on 1. Bars loaded on 1. Loaded on 2.
90 kilo loaded on the bar now for Ireland's Loda Limburga.
No left on 2.
Makes smooth, easy work of 90 kilo.
Good left on 1. 80 kilos on 2. Bars loaded on 1. And loaded on 2.
Emma Omani of the Netherlands, 97.5 kilo. Three white lights, picks up another 5 kilo for her total.
Bars loaded. Kokasana.
100 kilo even for Endorina Bouchot of France.
No left on 2. Bars loaded on 2. 82 kilos.
Endorina, 3 white lights.
1. Loaded on to 107 on 1 for Clara. Bars loaded on 1.
Clara Perrault of France, 107.5 kilo.
No left on 2. 87.5 on 2.
And
Loaded on 2.
Clara's got a deadlift on her, but appears to be opening with a world record. Oh, bar stalls. Good catch. You can change those opening deadlifts before we get there. Maybe that'll change. But that is an ambitious opening attempt. And Amira Malik of Spain, 107.5 kilo. Bit of a language barrier. Ukrainian spotting and loading team and a Spanish lifter. They weren't sure if she was saying leave it or take it, but they ended up taking it. And Valeria Kochina of Kazakhstan, conservative 2.5 kilo jump from her opener.
For Agnes, for new wall, for the
Oh, wow. So Agnes Ruden of Sweden broke the world record in squats in the squat event. And returning for a world record attempt in the bench press, 115 kilo. Driving her traps into the bench, wedging herself in with the weight of the bar and lowering her butt to the bench. Have to take a look at that slow-mo replay. Touched, no press, so yeah. Seemed to be a little hesitation on that press command. Maybe it didn't look like it was touching based off the angle. And 80 kilo. Iduna Bink of the Netherlands. $2.5 kilo jump.
2 to 1, good left. On 1. Bar is loaded. On platform 1.
We are in our third attempts. And Jennifer Harrington of Ireland, 80 kilo for her third.
107.5. Gianna from Italy. Bar loaded. On 2.
Leg drive comes in, weight comes off her chest. Look at that, leg drive kicks in.
Bar loaded on 1.
Lotta Lineborga of Ireland, 92.5 on the bar, 2.5 kilo jump from her second.
It's a 3 to 1, good left. And a 20-minute break on platform 2. Good left on platform
3 white lights, goes 3 for 3 in bench.
load the bar to 100 kilos for Emma from the Netherlands. And the bar is loaded.
Emma Omani of the Netherlands, 100 kilo loaded on the bar for her.
Good left on platform 1. Load the bar to 102.5. Bar is loaded on 1.
And gets 3 white lights. Indorina Bouchot of France, 102.5 kilo loaded on the bar for her. This will be a personal best. And judging by her previous personal best of 101, likely a French record. Showing tons of heart, but can't quite lock it out. Clara Perraud of France, 107.5 kilo, once again being loaded for her. 3 white lights, and it's a good lift. Clara missing this on her second, rallying back and collecting it. That's 5 kilo towards her total, and she's starting to build a good case to have her as the medal favorite, especially opening with the world record on deadlift. Amira Malik of Spain, 107.5, looking to do the same as Clara. She missed this on her second, hoping to get this on her third. Amira pacing for a podium finish. She could really use these extra kilos. Locking out on even. Can she lock it out? It's close. Nope. This time the Ukrainian spotting team says, I recognize that word. By the end of the worlds, they're going to speak 5 languages. And 112.5 on the bar. Valeria Kochina of Kazakhstan. Also a podium favorite. Missed this on her second. Could use this 2.5 kilo. Ooh. Was on her way until a misgroove of the bar path. And it was beyond the point where she could recollect herself here. And Agnes Ruden of Sweden, throwing on another 0.5 kilo, 115.5. That chip could be favorable later. This time, she's lifting a little bit more angry. The touch point is high. There it is. Rallies. 3 white lights and a world record for Agnes of Sweden. When I had met her in the parking lot at the end of one of the sessions, she was handling her mother, and she told me, I lift later on, watch out, and I'm going to show out when it's my turn. After the squat event, and she took the gold and broke the world record, I went into the warm-up room to congratulate her. The first words out of her mouth, I told you. Living up to the hype, Agnes Ruden of Sweden putting on a show for the home nation. Excited to see her in the deadlift event. But first, the 76s. .65 kilo on the bar for Christina Hogue of Argentina. Easily done. Ryan Ireland, 75 kilo on the bar. Moves well. Sophie Horn of Norway, 85 kilo for her opener. Nicely done. 3 white lights. Danira Matiakubova of the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee, also opening with 85 kilo. Smooth bench opener. Thus far, all the selections by the national teams on point. Halfway through the lineup, only 8 lifters in the 76s, and these spotters and loaders hustle. There will not be much recuperation in between these attempts. That can lead to more failures than average by the time we get to the second and thirds, unless the national teams adjust, which is why previous performances don't say everything to how you can game plan. Catalin of Netherlands, 92.5 kilo. 3 white lights. Isabel Adolfsen of Norway, 97.5 kilo on the bar for her. Three white lights. Sweden's own Vilma Olsen broke the world record squat in the squat event, netted the gold medal. And pacing herself for a podium finish. We'll see what color that medal might be. Three white lights. Agata Sitko of Poland, 120 kilo on the bar for her. Three white lights. And we begin the second round of benching. That is the scorecard as it stands after the openers. Silke, Olsen, and Adolfsen. So far, resting in gold, silver, and bronze position, but we got 2 more rounds of benching to go. A little early to hang medals around necks. Although Sitko, a very strong favorite for the gold, having opened with 120. Well, unless Olsen makes a major jump on her third. $72.5 for Christina Hogue of Argentina. A little too much. Couldn't get it off the chest. Leg drive came in, butt came off the bench. Wasn't possible. Ryan Ireland attempting 80 kilo. 3 white lights. Sophie Horn of Norway, 90 kilo being loaded on the bar for her second attempt. Three white lights, lift is good. See the legs hugging the bench, keeps her grounded, keeps the butt on the bench. And Danira Matiakubova of the ROC, 90 kilo being loaded for a second attempt. This will match her previous personal best. No lift. I think I saw her head come off the bench myself. Won't be able to see it from this view. $97.5 kilo for Cataline of the Netherlands. Nice, slow, controlled descent. Gets the press command quickly because it's under control and motionless on the chest. See how slow and controlled that is. Press command comes pretty quick because the bar is motionless. And 100 kilo. Isabel Adolfsson of Norway. 2.5 kilo over her opening weight. Three white lights, and she picks up another 2.5 kilo towards her total. Three white lights, 5 more kilo. And Agata Sitko of Poland attempting a world record 125.5 kilo in her second attempt. I feel like we're getting a little bit spoiled here on platform 1. World records in squat, world records in bench. And Agata looking like she's pacing for possibly a gold overall. Poland would love to have a world champion in the 76s. Still some lifting to go. Lifting left to go. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But 2 out of 3, and Agata picks up a world record along the way. We're beginning the third attempts, and that's where we rest with Agatha well in the lead in the bench press event. Vilma in second, Isabel, in third. And the spread between the 1, 2, 3 looks like that's probably your gold, silver, bronze medalist in the bench event. However, we do need to pay attention to the attempt selection and the kilos, because in the bigger picture, these women are battling for podium finishes. Christina, 72.5, misses on her second, hoping to get it on her third. Too much today. Ryan Ireland, 2.5 kilo jump from her second.
The bar is loaded on 2.
Pause right before the lockout. Nope. Hell of a fight by Ryan Ireland, though. Right before lockout, and manages to move it even another inch after it paused and stood there. But became too much. And Dinara Matiakubova of the ROC, attempting 90 kilo once again. Well, there's a little up-down movement on the bar. She couldn't get past a certain point. $90 kilo. No, actually, this is the information on this on the scorecard there. Didn't change over. I believe that's 95 kilo for Horn of Norway. There we are. We're back on track. Now it's 100 kilo. Cataline of the Netherlands. We haven't had a single one of these ladies hit their third bench. When we started the event, I had warned it's a very quick turnaround with only 8 lifters. And if you're coming in saying, well, this is my top end bench, that might not be your top end bench when you have a turnaround like this. Let's see if the second half of these lifters have adjusted. Cataline shows the heart of a lion. 2 whites, all she needs. And we got a successful third attempt. Take a look at this. Right at lockout. Looked like it slowed greatly. But she pushes through it. And Isabel Adolfsson of Norway, 102.5 kilo. Smooth, easy work, and we are back on track now. Vilma Olsen of Sweden, 112.5.
That was a good lift. Great back and lift was a good lift. Next lift 180, load 180. The bar loaded. The bar loaded. No loaded tempo.
Muscles are through. 3 white lights.
And one. Load 128.5 for new world record Agata from Poland. A good lift on platform 2.
And another world record attempt by Agata Sitko. Broke the world record in the second attempt. Looking to push it 3 kilo higher, as well as her total. And she's starting to build a bit of a spread. And if anyone's thinking, well, maybe we'll catch her in the deadlifts. Usually big bench specialists aren't big deaders. Well, she's got the biggest deadlift of the field, at least in terms of the openers, if those are to be believed. This is a little too heavy for her today. And that will conclude the bench press event. Agata have to be satisfied with 125.5 in a world record. Vilma Olsen picking up the silver for Sweden, and Isabel Adolfsson bronze for Norway. Don't go anywhere. We will be back in 10 minutes for the deadlift sessions of the 69 and 76 kilo class 6-pack lap at that. See you in 10. And welcome back to the IPF World Championships live in Homestead, Sweden. We are in the Alico headquarters. Six-pack Lapidat calling the action on platform 1, where we have the junior 69 kilo and 76 kilo women starting up on the deadlift event. And you can see the roster of 69 kilo lifters. I will give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Alico, whom is housing this at their headquarters, and SBD for their support both of the IPF World Championships as well as several of the national teams and lifters, helping covering expenses and some of these beautiful kits they're wearing. First lifter opening us up on the deadlifts with 145 kilo Lota Lindberga of Ireland. And it's good.
152.5.
As soon as these lifters get their first deadlift attempt, that locks in their total. They're no longer in threat of potentially bombing out. And if they want to try to start getting a little more risky, covering ground, whether it's getting in the top 5, collecting points for their nation, or possibly getting onto the podium, then they can start making some more risky moves. And Jennifer Harrington of Ireland, no major risk there, 152.5, easy. Andorina Bouchot of France, opening with 155 kilo. Big breath, locks the lats in place. Nice smooth pull.
And the good left on 1. And the bottom 165 and platform 1. And the bottom is loaded on 1.
Iduna Bank of the Netherlands, 165 kilo, loaded for her opener.
The good left on platform 2. A good left on 1.
3 white lights.
Bar is loaded on platform 1.
This is, oh, there we are. Emma Omani of the Netherlands, opening with 170.
Good left on 2. Good left on 1.
3 white lights.
Left on 1. To change.
Valeria Kochina of Kazakhstan, 170 kilo on the bar for her opener.
177.5.
Kochina makes easy work of that.
Good left on platform 1. With the bar to 180 on platform 1. Bar is loaded. 127.5.
Sweden's newest star of powerlifting, Agnes Rudin, 180 kilo opener.
Bar loaded on 1.
2 world records already. This deadlift will solidify those world records and her total. Box it out. Little bit of a sticking point at the lockout. She gets it, but it's some work. We'll need to proceed with caution, and here's Fovie Bouchard of Canada. 182.5 kilo on the bar for her opener. Oh, wow. 400 pounds handled rather easily by Bouchard. And we are already over 400 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, and it's the openers. Amira Malik of Spain, 195. Nicely done. 3 white lights. The Spanish, they'll let you know if they're happy. And Clara Perot, at just 19 years old, opening with an IPF world record. It's gutsy. It's confident. Is it overreaching? Pacing beautifully in terms of the overall podium situation. You'd hate to see a fumble of the ball here. If she smokes this and makes it look like an opener, we have ourselves a sensational star emerging. Sticks the lockout, 3 white lights. It was work. It is 206.5 kilo. It is a world record. And a quick look at, that is the 69 kilo class as well, mixed in with the 76s. And we are beginning the second round of deadlifts, 155. Lota of Ireland. Jennifer Harrington of Ireland. 160 kilo on the bar for her. Hip pump, breaks the inertia. Bar never stops, never slows. 3 white lights, smooth pull. And France's Andorina Bouchot, 165 kilo. And sends it down, 165. 2 white lights. 175 kilo being loaded for Iduna Bink of the Netherlands.
Bar is loaded.
Three white lights.
3 white. 19.5 for Emma. Bar is loaded.
Emma Omani of the Netherlands, 187.5 kilo for her. 17.5 kilo jump from her opener. Likely opening lower, conserving some energy for her second and third pulls. Nicely done.
So Deadlift. You load the bar, the same weight. The bar is loaded for Agnes.
Agnes Rudin, 187.5 kilo for Agnes. 21 years old. And if you didn't know who she was before, you know her now. 2 world records already. Slows, but she refuses to be denied. And not only does she have strength and tenacity, she's got gumption and heart. Look at how slow it moves at the lockout. She's going to be a tough one to beat when you have willpower like that. So 190 kilo being loaded for Valeria Kochina of Kazakhstan. A little too much today. It was a big 20 kilo jump. She has a third attempt, but that was not moving. Maybe she can make a little bit of adjustments. Who knows? And Fulvi Bouchard, 190 kilo. Wow. Oh. That was fast. That was smooth, but it was a bobble at the top. See how quickly is almost maybe a little too quick because, I mean, the speed was even faster than their opener. And then when she got to the top, a little off balanced. We seen the bobble forward.
Bar is loaded.
205 kilo for Amira Malik of Spain. The crowd vocal. The coaches vocal. And if she hits this, I predict Amira will be vocal. There we go. 3 white lights.
Bar is 2-1-1. Against the low record to 10. And the 69 junior woman. For Clara.
Clara Perraud of France, 211 kilo, broke the world record in her opener. It was a bit of work. Didn't quite move as quickly as most openers would, but not taking a massive jump. So 211, I wouldn't predict would break the bank, and she's adding more kilo to her total. She's got a decent spread from the rest of the pack. Likely going to just cruise to a possible world title overall. Adding world records as she goes. Slows just above the knees.
Sorry, no less. That's 2-1-3.
She does have another attempt. Her total right now rests at 483. Excuse me, 481.5. Agnes Rudin, 483.5. So with that failed attempt, Agnes has moved into the gold medal position. Oh, wow. Wouldn't the home nation crowd enjoy that? I'm not counting Clara out, though. We have another round of deadlifts to go, and this is the first of the final attempts. Cannot get ahead of ourselves. Huge fight. Gets the lockout. 2 whites, it's all she needs. And Jennifer Harrington of Ireland will attempt 165 kilo. Taking a look at the scorecard here, in terms of where these ladies fall, it looks like the Spaniard pacing for a bronze, and because she's unopposed for the bronze, will make a swing for silver. And then, of course, Clara has not yet decided, you know, I'm not going to go for the gold. So we have a fight for gold, a fight for silver. The podium is starting to become established with the 3 lifters on the top, but who is getting what medal? Far from decided. It'll come down to the final polls. And speaking of final polls, Jennifer Harrington, 165. Nicely done. She's happy with it. She should be. 3 white lights. And if I'm not mistaken, the 2 Irish lifters going 9 for 9. Good attempt selection there. And Arina Bouchot of France, 172.5 for her final attempt. Stalled at the knees. Iduna Bank of the Netherlands, 182.5 kilo, stitch over 400 pounds for her 3rd and final deadlift. See the chalk on the face. I mean, she was riling herself up in the back. Get the adrenaline going. Get a little bit of fight or flight. Here it is. Oh, wow. Wheels it to the top. And those knees shake, but the engine is revving. 2 white lights. What a tenacious pull. Take a look at these knees shaking as her nervous system fighting against gravity to get that to the top. Valeria Kochina from Kazakhstan, 190 kilo, missed it on her 2nd. Looking to take this on her 3rd. Not today. She will finish with a 440 kilo total. It's a big 20-kilo jump from her opener, and it's a bit of a high risk, high reward. You're conserving energy. Uh-oh. We have Sweden's newest star, Agnes, on the sidelines ready. You can see the intensity in her eyes already. 192.5. She is in the lead. She wants to put this out of reach for Clara. Oh, wow. It's at the knees. Oh, wow, she's still going. This is an incredible pull. I can't believe she's still pulling. Oh, my Lord. Oh, I believe one of the knees was still soft, but I can't believe that should have been over at the knees. Right here, the brakes come on, and the slow creep to the top. I haven't seen a grinder like that in quite some time. Heartbreaking she couldn't lock the knees, but the judges can't give it to you based off of effort alone. But a beautiful display nonetheless. And still in a gold medal position, putting the pressure on Perrault to hit her last deadlift. $195 on the bar for Emma Omani of the Netherlands. Nice pull. 3 white lights. Fauvi Bouchard. Didn't have a lot of difficulty with 190. Pulling 195. Nicely done. And that is a bronze medal position in the deadlifts. And if she could end her day with a medal, despite not getting a total, all is not lost for her trip to Sweden. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, showing a lot of poise and heart. Rallying back from a tough squat session to pull herself onto a podium. It's all come down to this now. Clara Perrault of France, 211 kilo, missed it on her second. If she hits this, she swaps her silver for gold. It's up just past the knees. Can she lock it out? Just a little too much. She still finishes the day with a silver medal overall and the world record in deadlifts, as well as the gold medal, obviously. Speaking of that world record, Amira Malik loading up 214 kilo in a last-minute attempt to swap her bronze for the gold. Now, I told you, she's not threatened for the bronze. She wasn't threatened earlier. We seen this coming. But instead of loading up for the silver, she says, load up for the gold. It's all or nothing, putting all of her chips to the middle of the table. I respect it. It's going to be a hell of a show to watch, but it's a big ask. All or nothing, world record, world title. You gotta love the Spanish. Going out on her shield or with the gold. She breaks the ground up to her knees. Oh. Great show nonetheless. Wow. Take a look at this. Got it off the ground, up to the knees. And there it is. Agnes Rudin of Sweden, the young lady who was leaving the venue with her mother after handling her mother in the Masters. I stopped to talk to these two ladies, and she told me, I'm going to put on a show later on this week. You're going to pay attention. You're going to take notice. And leaves with world records and the world title, followed by Clara Perot, just 19 years old, taking the silver, and, of course, a Spaniard in the bronze. Now we move on to the 76-kilo class. 135 kilo by Christina Hogue of Argentina. Ryan Ireland, 142.5. Easy work.
Loaded.
150 kilo loaded for the ROC's Danira Matiakubova. Easy work there.
Loaded.
165 on the bar for Sophie Horn of Norway. And it's good.
Loaded.
'Isabel Adolfsson of Norway makes easy work of 175 kilo.
3 whites, good luck. 185. The bar is loaded. Want to brush it? Now it's loaded.
Cataline. Gort of the Netherlands, 185. Smooth, easy. Making 400 pounds. Look like warm-up weight.
187.5. 187.5. For Wilma.
Sweden's Vilma Olsson, 187.5. Had a placeholder deadlift earlier for her opener. Trying to disguise her intentions, but her intentions are gold. With this, she solidifies those world records and her total and can work from there. One weight. Looked like there was a bit of a dip at the top. She had a small pitch forward. The weight moved well. It moved fast. I'm sure she'll get it. The thing is, that's 2 attempts for opening weight, and the rest of the field is not finished moving forward. I got to Sitko of Poland. 190. Uh-oh. I got to also off balance with that. And those are the 2 gold medal favorites right there. At the very least, they're still neck and neck. And things are getting interesting. If they weren't already. Christina Hogue of Argentina. You hear a murmuring in the crowd when the 2 top start missing their openers, and that is good for Christina. And it should be stated, you need a total for your world record to stand. And then obviously the implications beyond that, team points, medals overall. By no means am I writing the obituary for their totals, but it doesn't make it more interesting, doesn't it? Ryan Ireland of Ireland, 150. Two whites, all she needs. Danira Matyakubova of the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee, jumping 10 kilo. Three white lights. Sophie Horn of Norway, 180 kilo, 15 kilo jump from her opener. Bar slows, but she locks it out. Isabel Adolfsson of Norway. 190 kilo on the bar for her. 15 kilo jump from her opener. Pretty smooth. Agata Sitko of Poland. Lost her balance with 190. Expecting she'll probably hit this like an opener should and move on from there. There we go. A little more what we expect. Breathes a sigh of relief. You can see it on her face. Look at her eyes roll back, the sigh of relief after hitting it. And Vilma Olsen moved up 2.5 kilo, but the weight really isn't the issue. She just needs to maintain balance at the top of the lockout. Much better. There it is. And both those ladies can move on, but they only have one deadlift left. It's going to be interesting what they put in. Keep in mind, so that's what the deadlifts look like moving into our third and final deadlifts. They can put in placeholder deadlifts and change it twice. And Vilma Olsen will likely pull last, I believe. So expect her to just load the bar with whatever she needs for the win. And you know what? Looking at this, well, 195, Kathleen of Netherlands. 3 white lights. So we had one more deadlift there. Got a little ahead of myself. Kathleen with the biggest pull of the day. And now we will go into the third round of deadlifts. I was just about to say, Sitko's thus far not pulling for gold, which allows Olsen, if she has the gold wrapped up, to go way out for whatever she likes for her third and final pull. But we'll see. You can change your final dead twice. Ryan Ireland, 152.5. And is that the third Irish lifter to go 9 for 9 on platform 1 today? And there, if a snowflake landed on that, it would have went down. They are really getting the most out of their lifters, Team Ireland. Temp selection on point. Christina Hogue of Argentina, 152.5. Nice pull. Down command. 3 white lights. Danira Matyakubova of the ROC, 170 on the bar for her third and final pull. Let's out a war cry for that one. It works. 3 white lights. Sophie Horn of Norway, 185 kilo. Pulling herself, if temporarily, into 5th place, collecting points for the Norwegians. Oh, slows at the knees, but she keeps pulling. Nice fight. 2 white lights, good enough. Isabel Adolfsen of Norway. 200 kilo loaded on the bar for her. Resting securely in the bronze medal position. That not threatened in the overall, but would love to swap the bronze medal for deadlift for the gold medal for deadlift. Still some more deadlifts to go, but if she hits and they miss, deadlift gold is hers. And oh, wow, look at the engine revving, the knees shaking, but she locks it out. Beautiful fight. 3 white lights. Take a look at the replay here, and this plane suffers some turbulence, but she lands it. Agata Sitko of Poland, 202.5 kilo, secure in her silver medal overall, but can move up in the deadlift event. And she locks it out, smiles at the top. 3 white lights. Take a look at this. Slow off the floor, like the sumo pulls usually are, but locks it out and flashes the pearly whites. 202.5 for Vilma Olsen. Will move to the gold medal position for the deadlifts. Already your 2001 76 kilo world champion and a possible world record total. And she's done it. That was smooth as an opener. 3 white lights. Vilma Olsen wins the 2021 IPF 76 kilo junior world title 2 years after missing the 2019 world championships when they were in her home nation, and she had to watch from the sidelines and plot her return. It was worth every minute of waiting. One more lift. 205 kilo now. Kathleen can finish her day with deadlift gold. Can she lock it out? Shoulders weren't back. Locked it out, but the shoulders just weren't all the way back. Was able to stand up with it. And here's your totals. That's the 69 kilo class. Further down, let me take a look here. There we are. Vilma Olsen, 519. Sitko with 500.5. Adolfson with 460. And Kathleen with 425. And a big 195 kilo deadlift. Hope you enjoyed the action. World records, the home nation collecting 2 new world champions. Do not go anywhere. We will be back with the medal ceremony. 6-pack Lapidat signing off.
IPF President, and Statonian, EC member of IPF. Okay, now we start with 76 kilo category, sub-junior, for this World Championships. So, two lifter, silver medal, Volventina Victoria from Russia Olympic Committee. Second place, yes. And the gold medal, Mikomaji Elise from Estonia. Thank you. Thank you. Now bench press, silver medal from Russia Olympic Committee, Volventina Victoria. The gold medal, Mikomaji Elise from Estonia. Be careful. Thank you. Thank you. And now in deadlift, the silver medal, Mikomaji Elise from Estonia. And the gold medal, Volventina Victoria from Russia Olympic Committee. Thank you. Thank you. And now with the total of this World Championship Sub-Junior 76 kilo category, silver medal, Volventina Victoria, Russia Olympic Committee. And the winner, world champion from Estonia, Mikomaji Elise, 402 kilo .5. And now please, everybody stand up for national anthem from Estonia. Stand up, please. Please stand up. Who? Thank you very much. Now we continue with the next category, 84 kilo category. We have 3 lifter, 2 lifter in squat. Donc in squat, silver medal, Rolina Vikliute Reda from Lithuania. The gold medal is Bikova Tatiana, Russia Olympic Committee. Thank you. Thank you. And on bench press, bronze medal, Rolina Vikliute Reda from Lithuania.
Where's Anna Gret from Sweden? Anna Gret from Sweden.
The silver medal, Anna Gret Cassandra from Sweden. And the gold medal, Vaikova Tatiana, Russia Olympic Committee. Thank you. And now deadlift, bronze medal, Vaikova Tatiana, Russia Olympic Committee. Silver medal, Rolina Vikliute Reda from Lithuania. And the gold medal, Anna Gret Cassandra from Sweden. Thank you. Silver medal, Lorina Vikiute-Reda from Lithuania. 325 kilos. And the gold medal, Vaitova Tatania, Russia Olympic Committee, 350 kilos. And now, everybody, please stand up for Russia Olympic Committee and Thank you. And now the last category.
I didn't know.
We have one lifter for the last category. We have a gold medal for squat, bench press, deadlift, and total. Petro Vaite Baré from Lithuania. Gold medal total. And now everybody stand up for national anthem for Lithuania. Thank you. Thank you very much. And now please music with big applause from the audience for this lifter, sub-junior woman category in this World Championship. And now we continue with a junior. We have three categories. All junior. We have four categories. Women, junior, four categories. We have 69. 76, 84, 84 less. Four categories in this World Championships 2021 in Amsterdam, Sweden. Okay, big applause for this woman. Junior category, Deadlift. We have many lifters, but we got all the lifters. will be on the platform. Vas-y Clara, avance, 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 avance encore, avance. Voilà. Okay. Stop. So now we give LA co-present for all the lifters. We have seen many very exciting fights. And in some years, all these women will be open. And I promise to
Get
you
some more.
very big
Some more.
championships in the future. Okay, everybody has a present? Okay, everybody has a present. Thank you. And now we start with 69 category, junior. In squat, bronze medal, Brekua Mala Camila from Spain. Silver medal, Pero Clara from France. And gold medal, Rudy Daniels from Sweden with a new world record. Good,
The bronze, bench press, yes.
now we continue, bench press. Thank you. And now, in bench press, we have bronze medal, Pero Cara from France. Silver medal, Kochina Valeria from Kazakhstan. And the gold medal from Sweden, Rudy Daniels, with a new world record. Thank you. Now in deadlift, bronze medal, Bouchard Faurbel from Canada. Silver medal, Brekua Mala Camila from Spain. And the gold medal with a new world record, Clara Perrault from France. Thank you. And now in total, we have the bronze medal, Brekua Mala Camila from Spain, 475 kilograms. The silver medal from France, Clara Perrault. And the winner of this World Championship is from Sweden, Rudy Daniels, with a new world record with 450 kg. And now please everybody stand up for national anthem from Sweden. in squat, bronze medal, Batia Bukova Dinara, Russia Olympic Committee. Silver medal from Poland, Sitko Agata. And the gold medal in squat, also Vilma from Sweden. It's a new world record. Thank you. And now in bench press, bronze medal, Adolfsen Isabel from Norway. Silver medal, Olson Vilma from Sweden. And the gold medal in bench press with the new world record, Sitko Agata from Poland. Thank you. Now Deadlift, bronze medal, Adolfsen Isabel from Norway. Silver medal, Sitko Agata from Poland. And the gold medal in deadlift, Olson Vilma from Sweden. Thank you. And now we have the total. Bronze medal, Adolfsen Isabel from Norway. Silver medal from Poland, Sitko Agata. And the winner in this category of this World Championship is from Sweden with a new world record, Olson Vilma. Now everybody please stand up for national anthem from Sweden. Thank you. Now we continue with the next category, 84 kilo category. In squat, bronze medal, Eskova Anastasia, Russia Olympic Committee. Silver medal, Kasalina Ena from Finland. The gold medal, Rolo Marianne from Canada. Thank you. Thank you. And now in bench press, bronze medal, Kasalina Ena from Finland. Silver medal, Eskova Anastasia, Russia Olympic Committee. The gold medal from Italy, Palma Giada. Thank you. And now in deadlift, bronze medal, Rolo Marianne from Canada. Thank you. And now in total in this category, the bronze medal from Finland, Kasaringa, 480 kilos. The silver medal from Canada, Ryan, 482 kilos. And the gold medal in this category, world champion, Baba Joda from Italy. Now please stand up for national anthem from Italy. And now the last category, we have one lifter from Lithuania, gold medal in squat, bench press, deadlift, and total. It is Melissa from Great Britain. And now everybody stand up for national anthem from Great Britain. Please stand up. Okay, music. Big applause for this junior woman